Good morning, my YouTube viewers. It is Crystal here, and the video that I'm going to make is going to be an addendum video that I made to lesson 2. So lesson 2 was understanding the computer at the user level. And so I talked about all of the components inside and outside of the computer on a very general level, and also told you a little bit about my own personal experience excuse me, of IT and electronics spanning 50 years, if you are interested in that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you a video of the settings panel, and I'm going to go over it. So basically, normally when I turn my computer on, my screen isn't blank like this. But in order to demonstrate to you the settings panel, I decided to minimize all of the applications that I currently have up. And I'm just going to go over the settings panel. So you come over here to the search part, and then what we're going to do is we're going to type in settings. So we've got settings. So you come over here and you click on to open. So now we've got our settings panel. So this is the panel that you are going to need to set your computer up. And if you looked at my previous video, you saw a picture of my panel. So now you can see my panel in real life. You see that my computer is actually connected to Wi-Fi, and it is connected to my telephone. And the reason why is because I'm on a very limited income, and I cannot afford a router, and I cannot afford broadband. So what I do is on my phone, I have unlimited text and unlimited minutes, and I also get internet. And so I tether the internet from my phone to my laptop. So that's something you can do if you didn't know that you could do it. And so this is my settings panel. And so you've got cloud storage over here. With an available storage, you can backup files or send and receive email or Outlook. So I've used only 1.7 gigabytes of 1 terabyte. So I haven't used a lot of my cloud storage. And the reason why is because I try to delete files when I don't need them, and even because I don't want to use all my memory. And so basically, this video that I'm making, after I have uploaded it onto YouTube, I'm just going to go ahead and delete the video because it's going to be safe on YouTube, because I don't think YouTube's going to ban too many technical channels, because all I'm talking about is technical things. So I'm just taking a risk that they're never going to delete my video. And so basically my cloud storage is in OneDrive. You can tell that it's in OneDrive because we've got the little cloud right here. So that's my cloud storage. And my PC's been backed up, and I could manage cloud storage if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. So they have recommended settings, so you can set your recommended settings up for sound, installed apps, and contrast things. And let's see what else we've got here. You've got Bluetooth devices. I've got my Bluetooth turned off. I personally don't have any reason to use Bluetooth that I know of. And you've got other devices that you can add, but I'm not going to. I can personalize my device if I want to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep the settings as they are. One thing that comes up is whenever I turn my computer on, or whenever I I don't really turn my computer off that often. I restart it a lot, but I don't really turn it off. But I do have to restart it occasionally. And every time I turn my computer on or I open up my laptop, a pretty scenic picture comes up, which is nice, and it gives you an idea of different parts of the world other than the town I live in the UK. And then so here you come over on the left side and you've got your home, which we're at home right now. You've got system, and system allows you to set up display, sound, notification, focus, power and battery, storage, nearby sharing, multitasking, advanced, activation, troubleshoot, so you can troubleshoot recovery, projecting this PC, remote desktop, click and sound components, and about. So that gives you all that information. Bluetooth and devices. My Bluetooth is not turned on, and my devices, I don't have any devices connected to my laptop, but you could have a mouse, a keyboard, a pen, audio, displays, and docks, and other devices. Printers and scanners. I don't have a printer connected to my computer. Mobile devices. My mobile is not connected to my computer. Camera. I have a camera on my computer, but it doesn't work very well. And that's probably a good thing that this YouTube channel is a faceless channel, because my camera doesn't work very well. There's something wrong with the lens. Mouse, I don't have a mouse connected. Keyboard, I don't have a keyboard connected. I use the keyboard with my laptop, and I have this little square that I don't know what you call it, but it's a little square thing, that a stylus or something like that you can use your finger to move it around, and that's what I have. Oh, that's what it's called, a touchpad. A touchpad. A pen in Windows, ink, autoplay, USB. I don't have anything connected to my computer. I keep it all very simple. The reason why is because I'm on a very low income, and I live in something just pretty much equivalent to a studio apartment. I have a kitchen and a bedroom and a bathroom, but I don't have a living room. And so I don't have a place to put my laptop other than the kitchen table. So it's not very good idea for me to be having all of these devices on my kitchen table. So I only use my laptop and nothing else. So you've got network and internet. So you can see, as I've already said, I'm on Wi-Fi, and I'm connected to my mobile phone, which is a private network. And I've used 14.77 gig in the last 30 days. So I have unlimited internet on my phone, which is good because I tether the internet from my phone onto my laptop, and that enables me to use the internet on my laptop, so I don't have to buy broadband or a router or anything. So you can see that I'm connected to Wi-Fi. That's how I get internet on my laptop. It says something about a VPN. I'm not connected to a VPN. It says mobile hotspot is off. My mobile hotspot has to be off because I do not have any internet attached to my laptop. Now, my network provider is Vodafone, and I think that if you buy a laptop from Vodafone, I think it gets a SIM card, and then I think that you're going to get internet with that, but I don't do that. I just tether my internet from my mobile phone to my laptop, so I can't set up a mobile hotspot. Flight mode is off, and so what flight mode does is that just turns off the internet, so you can't do anything. Stops wireless communication. Proxy, I don't have any proxy. A dial-up, I don't have a dial-up connection, and you can set advanced network connections. You can personalize your screen. I don't have my screen personalized. I'm just using what I got whenever I bought the laptop. I bought my laptop at John Lewis, and I bought it around 6 years ago. So I personally haven't personalized my laptop, but you can set up background colors, themes, dynamic lighting, lock screen, text input, start, taskbar, fonts, and device. I just used the settings that were on my laptop when I bought it. Apps, these are your applications. So this gives you a list of your installed apps, and you can also uninstall apps and manage your apps. If I don't need an app, I personally uninstall it. And one thing that I did recently, which this probably comes up in the area of the cybersecurity lesson, that I put this software on my computer, and I got it from Microsoft Store, so I believed that it was legitimate, and it was called Driver Booster. And so I got a message saying that all of my drivers were outdated, and it said, did you want to update your drivers? So I thought I was doing the right thing, and so I clicked on it to install updated drivers. Well, the thing that I subsequently read on the internet about Driver Booster is the fact that it only uses generic drivers. So if you want to reinstall a driver, then you need to install the driver from the manufacturer of your laptop, and you shouldn't be messing around with drivers unless you actually have a problem with them. And so that's what I found out after the fact. And then I found out later that Driver Booster actually installs malware on your computer. I found that out because after I used this Driver Booster, then my sound system on my computer was turned off, and I had to pay £30 to have it repaired. And so I would say, I know this isn't a troubleshooting section. We're going to have a troubleshooting lesson, but just in hindsight, so you don't end up having to spend a lot of money to have your laptop compared, don't install any drivers unless you actually have a problem with the driver. And then if you need to install another driver, you have to go to the manufacturer of your computer to get that driver installed. So don't use Driver Booster or any of these other apps that are going to install drivers. Now, I got that app from Microsoft Store, so I believed it to be a good app, but it's not a good app, so don't use it. So they have advanced app settings, default apps, actions. They have offline maps, apps for websites, video playback, start up, and resume. So the next thing we're going to have accounts. So this is kind of like telling you about the accounts. And so my account is OneDrive because I have a Windows computer, and since I have a Windows computer, it's on OneDrive. And it says I've got some rewards. I don't know what those rewards are. I don't know what to do with it. Cloud storage, I've got 1.0 terabytes, and I've only used 1.7 gigabytes. And you can see how much I have to pay every month for Microsoft Office. So I have to pay that every month. And so I'm on a very low income, and so that's not good for me. So the next thing we have is time and language. So I'm in the Greenwich Mean Time, which is 0, and I'm in the UK. So you can set your date and time, you can set your language and region, you can set up your typing, and you can set up speech. Gaming, I don't play games on my computer. Originally, when I first started using my laptop, you could use go on to this Xbox game. And when you went on to this Xbox game, then you could record the screen. But somewhere along the line, that got corrupted and it didn't work anymore. And it also used a lot of data, so I don't record my screen using Xbox anymore. You can if you want to, but it's going to use a lot of data and it's quite cumbersome and hard to use. And what I did was I found an app on the Microsoft Store, which was a Samsung screen recorder, and that's what I'm recording this video on. And it's just a bog standard screen recorder. It won't take your picture or anything like that. It's just a screen recorder. And so that's what I'm making this video on. It's a free Samsung screen recorder through the Microsoft Store if you want to know what I'm using. Accessibility, I just had the accessibility set up for the computer settings, the settings that I got when I got my computer. So it's a text size, visual effects, mouse pointer and touch, text cursor, magnifier, color filters, contrast themes, narrator, audio, hearing devices, captions, speech, keyboard, mouse, eye control. So I just use the settings that I got when I purchased the laptop 6 years ago, but you can set up for accessibility if you want to. Privacy and security, so you need to set up your privacy and security. For the most part, I just use the settings that the computer set it to, but if you want more or less security, you can go into it and you can set it up for what you want. And sometimes if I'm not sure of what to do, I'll do a Google search, and when I do the Google search will tell me what I need to do. But you can set up for Windows security, find my device encryption, and I don't take my laptop out of my home, so I don't need Find My Device because I don't take my laptop out of my home. It stays in my home. You can set it up for Windows permissions, being recommendations and offers, speech, inking and typing personalization, diagnostics and feedback and search. So you got location as well. And then the next wee thing we have is Windows Update. So I'm up to date as of 7:54 this morning, so Windows automatically updates. And it says get the latest updates as soon as they're available. I have that turned off. You can pause the updates. You can do an update history. You can do advanced options, Windows, Insider Program, and you can help within updates. But I personally try to do as little with my computer as I possibly can. And the reason why, I just try to keep it on the factory settings if I can have it on the factory settings, because IT's very complex. There's a lot to know and a lot to learn. So I just try to keep my computer the way it was set up when I bought it. If I need to know something or need to set something up, then I'll do a search on Google and find out how to do it. So as this course progresses, I'm going to be going over other videos with you to show you what I do and how I do things. And I'm obviously not an expert on apps, because within the last couple of weeks, I had to pay £30 to have my computer repaired after Driver Booster corrupted my sound system. So I'm just letting you know what happened, so you don't have to spend money to get your computer fixed because you think you're doing the right thing by installing these drivers. Just leave the drivers alone. Don't touch those drivers unless you've got a problem with it, and then install the driver from the company website. But see, my problem is that Lenovo, which is the brand of this notebook, when I tried to type in my serial number, it doesn't work. So I don't know what I'm going to do if I'm ever going to need another driver. I'm just going to hope for the best. So that concludes this video. I've given you a tour of my settings, and so I hope you've got some information out of it, and I will be seeing you in the next lesson. And the next lesson is going to be operating systems and everyday software. Goodbye.